Hey guys, Doug with Pinetree Line. I'm out here at Muldrew Lake, and if you watched my last video, I did come out here and we were playing around the boat launch, trying to get Storm used to the idea of being in the canoe, so maybe I could take her canoe camping at some point, but it didn't go that great. If you haven't watched the video, check it out. But here I am. I'm solo today, and I'm going out to a campsite, which I have been once before with my buddy Mark from Open Air Outdoors and my buddy Jamie, and that was a couple years ago now. I know Mark was out here last weekend. Yeah, he ended up camping out here. So I thought, you know what, it's a good place for me to go do a little solo trip. I'm paddling my Souris River Quantico 16, my new Kevlar canoe, 42 pounds. So it's a little bit different than my Scott. It was a bit of a hog, so it did cut through wind and stuff very well. It was just hard to manage portaging and getting it onto the vehicle and stuff. So as I'm getting older and I've experienced some shoulder injuries over the last year and a half, this is much easier for me to handle, and it gives me the opportunity to still get out here and do some canoeing. So all right, let's keep going. Once we get through this creek, we'll be laughing. Using a double paddle, I can just do a lot more with it. Like I maintain, I'm not a expert paddler, I'm a novice. With any kind of wind, using this cuts through the wind a lot easier for me. And if you're looking for traditional paddling and traditional camping methods, you're at the wrong place. Check out a different channel. That's not my thing. I just like to get out and encourage other people to get out, no matter how you do it. Whether it's canoe, kayak, motorized boat, you know, whatever. Want to get out and enjoy the outdoors, you can. You only get one shot at life, so if you're going to spend it watching TV and watching other people do cool things, then why don't you do them yourself if you're able to. Let's do some fishing. We don't. Alright. I never claimed that fishing was my thing, but I will dip a line in the water. You know, even a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while, so hey. And I've caught a few fish here and there, so you never know. Beautiful. So the island that I'm camping on is coming into view. Your right hand side, far right hand side. And I made a really good decision by coming today, because I was supposed to come yesterday and the winds were just crazy and it was cold. I was actually wearing a hoodie yesterday, and today is beautiful out. One of the things I did do is bring some wood. I don't know how much wood is on the island right now. I had told Mark to leave me some, considering that it usually gets pretty windy and the water gets a little rough here. I didn't want to have to go out later on and traipse around for wood. I mean, there's wood everywhere, I know, I get it, but I needed a little extra weight in the canoe anyways, and I had the wood at home, so it wasn't like really a huge deal. I'm not embarrassed about it. It is what it is. And again, it goes along with the whole theme that if you want traditional camping, traditional outings, I'm not necessarily the channel you may want to watch. You may want to watch somebody like Mark or others. We all know the big guys out there. and they're great. But if I'm going somewhere like on a portage and, you know, stuff like that, I'm not bringing wood, trust me. All right, here we are on the island. Let's go have a look. I just brought the canoe up there. A couple of trails. Yeah, here we are. And if you look around, absolutely no shortage of wood. And it looks like Mark, being the good guy that he is, left me a couple of pieces there. Thanks, brother. Yeah, so this is an island. It kind of goes to a high point and then drops down, so there's not a whole lot going on here. Great place to camp. Yeah. So I'm gonna get the rest of the stuff up in this area, figure out where I'm putting my tent, and yeah, go from there. Alright guys, so we got the tent set up, and I wanted to get it set up early. It's always kind of the first thing you do at camp. That way you always have shelter in case the weather had changed or something. I mean, looks like it's going to be a beautiful night and a beautiful day, so I don't suspect any change in the weather. But you never know. So I always like to set up the shelter first. I did bring some wood. There was already some wood here. That would be my second chore, is making sure that I have enough wood, because that is ultra important for cooking, warmth, just comfort being out here. And especially when it gets dark, it's nice to have a fire and illuminate the area and really kind of enjoy that. Pretty windy. The winds have continued to pick up, as I suspected. Throughout the day, the winds would get a little stronger here, and that's why I wanted to paddle out here early. The only kind of bad thing about this camp area is, of course, it's Crown Land camping. It's not a designated camping site in a provincial park or anything like that. But one of the bad things is somebody cut a bunch of trees on the point here, and unfortunately it loses its shade. So it's a pretty sunny area, so I got the sun shirt on and the hat. Sun protection is important. I can retreat to the bush there a little bit if I want to get some shade. I want to get out of the sun. This is just a cheap inflatable sleeping pad from Campland. I think I paid like 30 bucks for it. I have the thermal rest, you know, that you roll out. But I don't find that to be very thick. This isn't very thick either, but it is a little bit thicker. So I just thought I'd put the two together and see how that goes. And I'm thinking about investing in a new sleeping pad, but I'm gonna see, you know, if this works out good, then I might just stick with what I have. All right, just up in the back portion of where I'm camping, and just going uphill, trying to find a nice little shady spot there, just kind of chill out for a little bit. Just finished lunch, so yeah, just want to cool down. Let's have a look. Lots of blowdown here. Would have been no issue finding wood, that's for sure. Not very hospitable. But definitely a little cooler. Oh yeah. So my camp is just down that way through the trees. Oh. Whew. I have a little sit down right here in the middle of the woods. Super hot. I think the high today was 27 or 28 degrees Celsius. So for me, that's pretty hot. Just taking a little break from the action, sit up here amongst the trees and not much else. Just enjoying life. We'll try again later. sweating. Probably sitting by the fire. It's hot already. It's probably not a good idea, but I'm just waiting for these kind of get more into coals. Then I'm going to start cooking, but in the meantime, a little MGD. Still cold. Cheers. Oh. Oh, that's good. Whew. Waiting all day for that one. A little bit of keg steak spice. Look how those turned out. Looking good. Well guys, it's go time. See how these burgers turned out. I'm sure they'll be delicious. Oh yeah. So good. I mean, let's be honest. We're out here cooking on an open fire. Everything tastes better. So, I wouldn't expect this to be anything less than delicious. When you're coming out here, you don't have to cook anything fancy. You can if you want. But I mean, something as simple as cooking a couple of burgers. Patties are done. Add some spice and away you go. It can be that simple. A lot of what I'm trying to do is trying to simplify getting outdoors, because I think those are the things that make people not want to go. You know, when they think about, well, I got to bring this, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. Well, simplifying all those things puts you in a position where you can come out, go camping in a place like this, and absolutely enjoy it and love it, and eat like a king. Cheers. I only brought two. Nothing major. Yeah, I'm just going to chill out, relax. It's usually when I put the camera away and kind of sit by the fire and just enjoy the time out. Good morning. Nice and hot. Good night. Super quiet. It rained a little bit at one point. That was good. Broke my chair last night. My camp chair. It's been through a lot. It's been through about 3 years of abuse and you know, having to take my fat ass in it. I could have grabbed my sleep pad, you know, my ridge rest, the thermarest, and laid it out. Could have done that if I really wanted to. It's not a huge deal, but camping chair is one of those luxuries that I just love. Salt and pepper. Not the best flipper. Breakfast. Well, eggs, bacon, toast. Great way to start the day. Alright guys, now comes the fun part. Tearing down camp. I've had breakfast. I'm going to make sure the fire's out and tear down the camp and get everything packed up and ready to go. Got everything loaded up here. We are ready to go. Let's get out of here. The side where I came in, it's really rocky, and that's a new boat, eh? Jeez, I want to try to keep it feeling and looking new. Switch to a double paddle. Till next time, Crownland camping. Can't beat it.